Okay.
We're not even setting up.
It's fine. We're all good
Here
to go.
we go.
I look like I kind of have like a poof a little bit. Not much, but it's just a tiny bit where I like look like I have like covering a receding hairline.
You don't.
I know I don't, but I'm just saying.
You don't look. It's your.
It's just this because I did it all weird because my hair's a grease ball because I have. Oh God, what was that?
Oh my God.
That? Are you good?
It was the keyboard.
Okay, it's fine.
Hello, we're live.
You're so live.
Hello, everyone. Welcome.
We're so live. It hurts.
We're recording today. We're
Yep.
recording the podcast today, which means you're
means,
listening to it right now.
Yeah, and you're. Yeah.
And you might be watching on Instagram Live, but you're not.
No.
So, hi.
Hi, Brianna.
How are
Look
you?
Look at your cute little.
Like my bandana?
I just touched your face mask. I'm sorry. That was COVID rude.
It's fine. You got vaccinated, right?
I did get vaccinated. I mean,
we get really close for the corona times, but it's okay. We've been social distancing together.
It's true.
Pretty much.
Yep.
How are you?
I'm good. I mean, I feel like I've been hit by a small baseball bat, but it's fine. Other than that, I feel solid. I'm ready to grow my tail in any day now. You're going to be so jealous when you don't have one.
You're going to fucking have a Wi-Fi emission.
And you're going to be jealous, and you're going to ask for my password all the time and be like, no.
Fine. As long as I still get your Gaia password, I don't care.
Whatever.
Don't
tell anybody.
Just kidding.
Stupid.
Should I shut that? Should I have not said that?
They don't care.
I know. Anyways, she
fine.
never even gave it to me. Hi.
Hi.
Welcome back to, if you guys are watching the Instagram Live, you probably see tops of cans. At least 4 of them. Which there are only 4. That's because, can you guess what we're drinking today?
I know. It's old news because
we were going to do
this last week. It's fine, though.
I know. I fucked it up. But
you didn't. You're fine. Oh.
Topo Chico. Hard-ass seltzers.
Yep.
Hard-ass
seltzers.
You guys.
Now, I have already had them because I have no self-control and couldn't wait. And
yeah, I haven't though.
Yeah, but Brie hasn't. So I thought like it would be very appropriate for her to just try them on air for everybody for your viewing pleasure.
Shay wants me to try each one, so
yeah, we're gonna start.
Ready for this ASMR?
That's fine as long as you don't slurp or.
Did you just hear my belly rumble?
No.
Good, because I thought I was gonna burp, but then it was like one of the inward ones. Sorry, guys.
Like a fart?
No, just.
Oh, no, that's very nice.
Wanted you guys to hear that on the pod real close. Okay. All right, we're starting with the pineapple, guys. Mm-hmm. What do you think of pineapple, Shay?
You know, I don't mind it so much. I usually don't like pineapple-y things. What do you think about that? We're trying to get them to sponsor us, so... Yeah, there it is. Okay. Put a smile on. I know this is... Well, you know...
That was delicious!
You... entertain the crowd.
And very nutritious.
I'm gonna go grab a little taster.
That was quite exotic.
A taster glass for myself.
Okay, that's probably a good idea.
I don't want to make it.
Oh yeah, we probably should do that. Yeah, so this is the pineapple's pretty good, okay? Shay's going to get a taster glass because she doesn't like pineapple. Oh no, wait, she does like pineapple. Now you guys know, and now you guys care. Anyway. Oh, this is our taster glass.
Yep.
Okay, Shay.
Yes.
So now we're trying strawberry.
All right.
Guava. Strawberry guava. What a combo, Topo Chico.
That is a combo.
Really like that. Strawberry guava.
Let's see.
It's nice on the nose. Sorry, I probably should have did.
I mean, I'm actually drinking one of those, but that's fine. I'll drink with you. It's
Just
fine.
Cheers.
Cheers.
All
bitch.
right, here we go. First time.
I mean, I like it because I keep drinking. I'm also out of breath. Running up the
That one
stairs.
is good. It tastes like a Capri Sun.
Doesn't it though? A Capri Fun.
Like a Berry Blast or whatever that one's called.
Yeah.
High
What was it?
Berry Tide.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that. That was good. I like that strawberry guava. Okay, let's go.
Oh wait, knew that one last.
Oh, Shay really wants me to keep lemon lime for last.
It's a treat.
Maybe we shouldn't do that one on air.
It's fine. The damage is already done. It's fine.
The damage lunch is done. Okay, mango's up next, guys.
Pour that shit in there.
Ooh, that is very mango-y.
Mm-hmm. It's pretty good. I kind of dig it.
That does not taste. That doesn't smell like the fake mangoes that you get sometimes in the seltzers, you know. And it's like, okay, that's.
I'm sorry,
real.
I was a little gung-ho-y. My bad.
Well, cheers.
It tastes like one of the high C flavors from those juice boxes, right? But it's good.
Fruit punch.
Right?
That is good.
Like, that is a lakeside drink right there.
That is a lakeside drink. We're not talking about the amusement park in Denver, but it could also be a drink for that if you put it in a different kind of bottle. Lakeside amusement park?
I don't know.
You said a lakeside drink, and I said we're not talking about the amusement park.
I don't know if I've ever been there.
Oh,
or heard of
it's
it.
actual. It has its own like jurisdiction. Like there's its own cop that drives around it, and it's just really a sketchy place, but also a very old school amusement park in Denver.
Yeah, is that the one like it has like one of the oldest roller coasters?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, I have seen that. From the road.
I forget what it's called.
Yes.
But yeah, so you can drink Topo Chico seltzers at Lakeside Amusement Park if you put it in a different apparatus.
Okay.
That's all I was saying. Anyway, lemon lime's next.
Mm-hmm.
She's really excited to see me try this one.
Yeah.
Which makes me scared to try it.
I don't want any of it.
Doesn't taste like lemon or lime. Sorry, Topo, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, but you know. What do you think about that? It's interesting, right? It's not like it's bad. It's just not what that is.
It's creamy.
Like a cream soda? Here, pour some in. I don't want to get you sick or whatever. I'm not sick, just so everybody knows. You didn't have to pour that.
Shut up, Shay.
You didn't have to pour that much, but...
Well, I didn't know what I was doing. It's like creamsicle-y
I think that's why
end.
I don't like it, is because it tastes like a cream soda. And I hate cream soda. And
don't mind this one.
Well, you can take all 6 of mine. Give it to Chris. See what happens.
Yeah, it tastes like creamy at the end. That's what my cousin did say. She was like, they're kind of creamy. And I was like, what?
Yeah, this one is.
I get it now, Emily. Yeah. Okay. Well, that was fun.
That was
I got to drink 4 Topo Chicos, except I'm not going to do that.
Well, I mean, they're
Shay's cats.
Just make them drunk so they'll eat my face later.
Well, Topo Chico, thank you.
Yes.
For being with us every week on our podcast.
You're the best. You're my MVP.
We love you, and hashtag sponsor us.
Yes. Anyway,
so
it's been a while.
It's been a while.
What'd you roll this week?
I rolled a wild, I'm pretty sure.
Yes.
And if I didn't...
Right, you told me that.
I guess I didn't. No, I did. And so I chose paranormal. I went back and forth.
Between what and what?
I went back and forth between paranormal and history.
Oh. Did you combine them?
Excuse me.
I know, you're chugging all those topos.
I mean, in a way.
Hey, Aunt.
I couldn't in a way. Hi, Auntie Meser 98.
Trisha.
Yeah, so that's what I rolled, and it's gonna be real paranormal for ya.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, how's yours?
My crime.
Roll?
Would you like to guess what I did about?
Crime?
Murder, always.
You rolled crime, actually, though.
I rolled crime, and I honestly actually almost... God, what was the guy that just died in prison? And he created the Ponzi scheme.
Oh.
I can't remember his name was.
I don't remember either.
But I almost did that story. Because I was like, I'm going to just do something different. And then I didn't. And I was like, damn it, that would have been relevant. But it's fine.
Shay, that's why you got to listen to your gut intuition sometimes. But you know what? This one's going to be just as good.
It's going to be...
If not better.
It's something. It was interesting. I did never heard of this person before either. I think I just Googled, like, I don't know, unknown 80s, or not unknown, but like 1980s serial killers or whatever. You know how you do in the Google.
You know how you Google unknown serial killers of the 1980s?
What? I'm going to make a fucking mean tofu scramble. And like, who the fuck was that guy that killed like all those women and shoved them in that barrel? That's right.
That's what I want to know about. That was a little
preview. Yeah.
Speaking of tofu.
Oh, look. Yes, thank you.
I posted a video today on our Instagram, and I put in the song Killer Tofu by the Beats because it was a post about beets. And so I put the song Killer Tofu by the Beats from Doug. You remember that? Yeah. You guys remember Doug, right?
Fucking yes. What?
You guys remember the Beats, the famous band?
Yes. What was it?
Ooh-wee.
Thank you. Killer tofu.
Killer tofu. That's nice.
Jesus.
All right, guys.
Oh,
if
my
you think
word.
that's weird, just wait till you hear what I'm about to talk about.
I'm real excited about this.
It's a good one. It's gonna blow your socks off.
Oh, I'm excited then.
Are you ready?
Okay,
Okay,
I'm totally ready.
I think you're ready for this jelly. Thanks, Topo Chico, once again
As always.
For creating hard seltzers, probably rivaling after our podcast because we always make hard seltzers with Topo Chico every single episode that we have ever had, pretty much.
Yes, except ours are a little bit stronger.
You're welcome. Goodbye.
You have to press the button.
I know.
I mean, I really feel like maybe I should just, every time I drink one of these Topo Chicos on the wall, just start singing that song.
99 cans of Topo Chico hard seltzer on the wall. Which one should I drink? Maybe I should drink that lemon lime. I don't think... I
kind of had a sneaking suspicion that you might like them. Because it just tastes... that's what it is. And I couldn't put my finger on it until you said it. It's the cream soda. And I fucking hate cream soda. Like, that is my torture, is to be, like, in a, like, humid room for the rest of my life drinking just cream sodas. Oh, my God. With hangnails. Like, that's my nightmare.
Soda is so good.
No, it's not.
Maybe you need the right cream soda. Man cream soda.
I mean, maybe.
Are we recording?
Yeah, we're totally recording
Oh,
that.
Perfect.
I'm sure that's like a Saturday special at a strip club.
Oh, probably. The man cream soda? Mm-hmm. Oh, speaking of that, my uncle was talking about how when him and my dad used to go to the strip club for lunch, and my dad was like, Vern! And I was like, wow, Dad! I was
First of all,
for lunch.
I would love
for
to
lunch
see
in
that,
Sacramento.
I would love to see that lunch crowd.
I think he was probably single, hopefully, or
well,
maybe not.
It doesn't even matter. Just to go. First of all, I thought they were open like not until 4.
Matter?
I didn't know that they were open like at noon.
Apparently, they were open for lunch. Yeah,
like a buffet style kind of thing.
I don't know. Apparently, it was a great lunch. Said Uncle Vern.
Was it? Or was it the titties?
Thanks, Uncle Vern. Fucking gross.
His name would be Uncle Vern.
I know. He's hilarious.
No offense to your uncle.
My dear Uncle Vern.
Your dear Uncle Vern.
Anyways. So, shall we get into this?
Oh. Yeah. I don't know how, but the 30-ish Facebook or something hooked into mine, and it's funny because I'm getting people that like talk to me now because they're like, this is hilarious. I'm like, I know, right?
This is my podcast.
Yeah, I'm like,
listen to it.
I'm just like, I'm so happy that everyone thinks I'm more clever than I actually am.
Oh my God.
I'm just fucking like,
okay, I don't know how to
Billy
change that either.
McFarlane, like fucking just taking credit for not my own shit.
It's fine.
No,
wait, Billy McFarlane.
Isn't that the
Family Guy?
Isn't that the Fireflies? No, that's Seth MacFarlane.
Oh.
Billy McFarlane is the fucking, which I'm sure Seth MacFarlane is like, we kind of look
like
similar.
Family Guy?
We kind of look similar, and we had, it's unfortunate, yes. No, it's,
No.
I get fucking things like that all the time, like, I know, right? I'm so fucking clever.
Oh my God.
I don't, because I'm too modest. I'm like, ah, ha, ha.
You are clever,
Anyway,
Shay.
it's fine because it
tack.
pushes it to people that normally wouldn't. I'm just so bad at social media, so it's actually good that it pushes on my social media because I'm like, oh fuck, work done and done.
Oh, perfect.
This is great. So whatever you did, awesome.
Also, I've tried to boost shit and it won't let me because it's signed into yours, but it says you're not the administrator. But I'm like, how does that make any?
I can look into that and see what I
understand.
need to do, so I can figure that out too.
I don't even know. So
I'll figure it out. I'll do some digging. All right, what do you got for me?
Okay, Shay, I got some paranormal for you today.
Oh, I'm super
Before
excited.
I tell you, well, first of all, I'm going to be talking about Abraham Hicks. I don't know if any of you know or are familiar with that, but we're going to be talking about Abraham Hicks today. And before we get into this, I just want to remind you what paranormal, the definition of paranormal is, just as a friendly reminder. Can you hear me better? I feel like I was a little quiet.
I'm really...
Is that good? Did you?
Everyone give her a round of applause. She actually adjusted her microphone.
I did. For once in my life.
That just means that we're going nowhere but up.
It's because I'm really been watching a lot of American Idol, and I'm just really taking a lot of notes, okay?
Can we talk about how one of those girls was like, and I think it's one of the ones I didn't like, but she made it through. But her microphone was really low, and the music, I was like, why is she hiding her voice? Like, I don't understand.
Was it on one of the new ones?
Yeah.
I haven't seen
Nevermind.
I haven't seen the 2 new ones.
Yeah. I just thought, I was like, I feel like they turned down her mic really low and it didn't sound good.
Oh.
Sorry. Does have nothing to do with that. Anyway, go on. Sorry.
Anyway.
Yeah.
I switched up. All right. Adjusted my mic. Okay, so paranormal. The definition is denoting events or phenomena such as telekinesis or clairvoyance as 2 very small examples that are beyond the scope of normal scientific understanding. Okay?
Okay.
That's the definition. So with that being said, here we go.
It's a deep dive.
Okay, so Abraham Hicks is a group consciousness of non-physical entities channeled.
Wait a minute.
Yep. Yes, Shay. Yep.
I can't believe I've never heard of this, but keep going. Keep going.
Yeah,
with my brain
Gaia.
before my brain explodes.
A group of consciousness of non-physical entities that are channeled by a woman named Esther Hicks. And this group consciousness is
Esther Hicks.
Apparently an infinite intelligence called Abraham. And then together, when they define their connection and alignment, when they're like when she's like channeling, they call it Abraham Hicks. Abraham Hicks. That's what Abraham Hicks is when she's channeling it. That's just what she calls it. And it's there. The intelligence is called Abraham. Apparently, that's what it comes to her as.
I honestly thought you were going to be talking about a person, not.
No, it's not a person. It's like, I don't know, a group of aliens or a group of light beings or a group of like higher
probably
consciousness.
Because they probably picked up the Bible. They're like, okay, fucking Abraham, Sarah.
Like, what'll help this? Well, Esther Hicks is a real woman that's alive today.
Okay, that makes more sense.
She channels this consciousness.
Of course, Esther does
via meditation, and she basically was meditating a whole lot. I'll get into it in a second.
And Abraham was what came to her. Okay.
That's what they said their name. That's what they are like. Call us Abraham. Like, so she could put a name
this
with
woman
it.
Coming from Esther.
From a woman named Esther?
Yeah. You know what she said? It's Esther. It's Abraham. Okay. All right, Esther.
Very biblical names, I know.
Why don't you go pet your cats the correct direction,
so we'll
please?
see.
Jesus Christ.
Counterclockwise. Okay, so she's able to open up a communication with Abraham and receives what she calls like blocks of thoughts from this infinite intelligence, specifically in the teachings of laws of attraction.
I'm only laughing because I'm watching your face as you're reading it, and it's like you can't even hold it because it's so ridiculous. But go on.
I fucking love it.
Also, really quick, because you've been talking about Joe Dispenza so much, I had a dream about him yesterday, and he was upset because he was at like my aunt's studio and he wasn't able to get a massage because one of our massage therapists wasn't showing up. And then I was trying to run across all through Fort Collins looking for him to tell him I'm sorry. I'm dead serious.
Dude, Dr. Joe is going to get in contact with us. Dude, he knows about Abraham Hicks for
I'm sure he's buddy with them.
That's like what all this, it's all the same teachings.
So where did you find, just really quick, where did you think to look this up?
So
what did you come across?
Well, I've been learning about, like, hearing about manifestation for a while now, and like I've heard about the movie The Secret. If you guys have heard about the movie The Secret, it's all about manifestation. It's kind of fucking wild and weird, but
quote unquote manifestation.
That's basically like that movie's based on these teachings loosely. It's just their little wackadoo version of it.
So you kind of like was looking at The Secret and then found this?
No, I've just heard of Abraham Hicks through different podcasts and like people like in the manifestation like that talk about manifestation.
Okay,
they're like,
gotcha.
yeah,
I was
Abraham
just curious.
Hicks teachings, and I was like, what's this? And then
I was just curious.
I found a podcast, and then the rest is history.
You're like, oh, we're talking about this.
Yeah, I was like, this is fucking wild.
Okay,
so,
perfect. Let's go.
So don't worry. There's books, there's seminars, there's workshops, there's podcasts, there's
references to back this shit
all
up.
shit. There's so much shit on YouTube about it. Just fucking do anything you want with this. There's also a lot of, Anyway, so, Abraham has described themselves, because it's a group, technically, as a group consciousness from the non-physical dimension. We are that which you are, is how they talk. So also when she's channeling, it sounds like it's like an alien's talking, because it's like they're speaking English, or it's her voice.
But it's like,
do you know what channeling is? We're going to talk about channeling.
Yeah, I know what channeling is, but like, it's like she's speaking English, but it's broken a little bit.
It's just not normal like dialogue that a normal human being would. It's like their own little
kind of put in the wrong place.
No, they're just very like high, like very like the most precise that you could.
Okay, I get you. Okay.
Like if an alien was talking to you in English, it's like that.
Oh, you mean like proper English?
Like I don't even know. Okay. Anyways, let's just talk about what channeling is, if you don't know what channeling is.
Okay.
It's a natural form of communication between humans and non-physical entities, like whether that's angels, nature, spirits, fucking animals,
right,
ghosts, whoever. You guys have seen movies, right? Well, it's a real thing that's been going on for thousands of years. But anyways, it's like a version of clairaudience too, like channeling if you're hearing people from the other side.
Okay, yeah.
So a channeler can choose who or what they want to channel as long as the other party has an interest in communicating. Then the link can be made. So like if you're trying to channel Aunt Judy and she doesn't want to talk to you, you might not get her. Anyways.
Okay, got it.
Anyway, that's a very loose
I get what you're saying. It's fine.
Anyway, so anyways, who is Esther and why is she so special, right? Mm-hmm. You want to know? Well,
I totally want to know.
The thing is that she's not special, and they talk about how she's not special.
Oh.
Because we all have this power that we can also do this. She just meditates a lot.
That I know.
Then, so she just taps into their vibration literally and has a lot of practice. And she actually has co-authored 8 books with her husband, Jerry Hicks, who was actually the first person in their relationship that was curious about this metaphysicality or the metaphysical world. Bless you.
Thank you.
And got her into meditating and meditation. And once she got deeper into meditation, she would start meditating for longer and longer. And then all of a sudden she would get these messages that she was like, what the fuck's going on?
Right.
I don't even, she was like, I don't know what's happening to me.
Right.
At first. And then they realized that it's like these really profound, incredible messages coming through that they started writing books about it. And then they started doing workshops on it because it's basically about how you can make your life fucking better. And we all have the power to do that.
Oh, hell yeah.
Basically. So,
I mean, yes, absolutely.
Or it's just a cult. So,
I mean,
either way,
it's fine.
So we'll see. So Esther Hicks credits Jerry with convincing her to start meditating, like I said. Okay, just delete that. So together, they have presented the Law of Attraction workshops for the Abraham Hicks publications that they've written in up to 60 cities per year since 1987. That was until his death in 2011. Jerry's.
#30ish.
Little Jerry died.
Yeah.
But she still does workshops herself. She actually did an interview with Oprah last year.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. All right.
So she does it by herself now, well, physically, but she still talks about how she communicates with Jerry on the other side and is inspired by him and still is able to communicate with him and his energy.
Right.
And with Abraham, that's what she says. So
maybe Abraham was the one that got away.
Maybe he was.
You never know.
But it's more than one.
Maybe there was more than one. Maybe she was a hussy.
It's all her lovers.
Combined into one.
Her secret lovers in another realm. Probably.
That sounds like a fucking nice 90s opener. Like a sitcom.
Secret love. Oh, to the fucking My lovers are on the other side.
Hell yeah.
That's a great SNL skit idea. Anyways, so where did my spot go? So, at some parts during this workshop, she actually will sit on the stage and answer questions from the audience while channeling and answering as Abraham. So she won't call on, or Abraham won't call on the people. Abraham always introduces himself, and you can listen. There's a podcast where you can listen. You'll just each podcast episode is a different
session,
not dilemma, but question or session or question that someone's asking.
All right, that's cool.
And they always introduce themselves, and they're like, "Isn't it great to co-create together today?" It's fucking wild, guys.
So it is the what is the one that you always Nathan
Nathan Strange Planet.
Yes,
it's literally that.
It's like that.
It's literally like that. So it's I feel like that's where he got inspiration for his comics. Because that's how they that's kind of how they're talking. Is very literal terms for human things.
Like if a 4-year-old was to describe something in a very articulate way.
Yeah, probably.
Learning something for the first time, and they're just oh. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Gotcha.
Yes, your jitter liquid is just kidding.
It's very coffee. Warm, and I don't like it on my body when you do that.
So anyways, Abraham describes that Jerry and Esther never use the word channeling, and it's used when applied to them. People on Earth obviously call them channeling, but it's something different according to Abraham. And it's more like inspiration is what they call it. And this is also how they describe what's happening. You could leave the channeling out of it, call it inspiration. That's all it is. You don't call the basketball player a channeler, but he is. He's an extension of source energy. You don't call the surgeon a channeler, but he is. You don't call the musician the magnificent master musician. You don't call him a channeler, but he is. He's channeling the broader essence of who he is into the specifics of what he is about. So that's the kind of wording they use, and the kind of
in layman's terms,
messages
they're talking about tapping into their higher selves.
Yes,
exactly. Got it.
Exactly. So Esther herself calls Abraham infinite intelligence, and Jerry calls them the purest form of love he's ever experienced. So also when she's channeling, it's apparently this feeling of just fucking pure love and joy and light. I'm getting chills just thinking about it.
It sounds completely accurate and authentic. Yes.
Yeah. So clearly a lot of people think it's, a cult or whatever.
Woo-woo. Yeah.
Or the devil. Lots of haters for sure. I mean, it's not for everyone, of course. And it's pretty far-fetched.
It is.
And especially if you can't even begin to imagine that kind of stuff, if you don't even if you can't even believe that ghosts exist,
if it doesn't resonate with you, it would probably be very hard to swallow.
Exactly. And they actually they encourage that with people. They're this isn't the only truth, but this isn't right.
And that is what gives me chills, is because that is so accurate.
I know.
That's what's so fucking accurate.
So insanely accurate and spot on to what you would think.
Right.
Everything should be about.
In this lifetime, this is not your truth, and that's okay. Maybe Christianity is your truth, and that's, as long as you're the good Christians. That's your truth.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? It's all, that's fine. That's completely fine.
Exactly. So
without being condescending or assholes about it, which is awesome.
Yeah. So, and they say if they, excuse me, it's so burpy.
Well, because we're drinking Topo's seltzers.
I know.
Twice the seltzer's all the fun. No, wait.
What? So yeah,
it doesn't matter.
They encourage people to check them out for themselves, and it's, and yeah, if it feels good to you, then you're in the right place. If it sounds off or even annoying, then keep going. It's great.
Again, how all religion should be approached,
right? How super culty is that? Lots of Kool-Aid.
They don't ask for boobs, money, or being ostracized by your family,
or to just never see the outside world ever again.
Right. Correct.
They just,
they're take it or leave it. It's fine if you don't. Love and light to you if you don't. That's cool.
So Abraham Hicks says their message is to help humans understand the purpose of life. Again, super culty, you know?
So culty.
So culty. So,
as long as you're not telling me to drink punch afterwards, I'm good.
Yeah. No, we're not. You don't have to. They
If
just
you don't
go
want
on
to.
cruises and then Esther talks to them. And also, like, okay, so just a little warning if you do listen to this podcast, I need to tell you guys the name of it. It's like the Law of Attraction Infinite podcast or something.
Oh, that's cool.
And it's like, there's like fucking 300 episodes. So, and it's all sorts of fucking shit. They talk about talking to animals. They talk about fucking death. They talk about
everything
like
under the sun.
Travel. Like it's literally everything. There's and
that's
it's
cool.
So wild how accurate and like it just makes so it's just like
right.
Wow, that is literally the human fucking it's just wild. So I'm gonna end my little presentation with the synopsis of the Abraham Hicks teachings for you guys, okay?
Blessings and light.
There's about 12 of them, okay?
Okay.
Which also, so the law of attraction, if you're like, what law is that? It's one of the laws of the universe, which there are the natural laws of the universe, which there are 12, which is a whole nother podcast episode. But law of attraction is one of them. So, number one, listen up. Number one, synopsis of the teachings, which you can find on their website, okay? AbrahamHicks.com. So you are the physical extension of that which is non-physical, aka source energy. We're all, which they also are like, where you call source energy, like basically what you call God or the universe, or like that's what source energy is. Mm-hmm. And we're all extensions of it. They say they're extensions of it. They say, you know, it's, so.
Well, I mean, I'm assuming that, I don't know if this is part of the whatever, but like essentially also it's just like I am you and you are me kind of deal. Like we are all one. Yeah.
Which another thing, really cool thing is the law of one. Have you ever heard of that?
I have heard it, but refresh me.
It's like another channeled text, but of Ra, which is like, you know, ancient Egyptian god Ra.
He's a sun god.
But he was misinterpreted as just the only god. And like this is a channeled text of the law of one, which is all about this kind of shit and more. And all sorts of shit. It's all connected. And it's like there's so many truths.
That's why our planet is pissed off.
That's why we need to leave each other, let each other be, and just let each other love. Anyway.
Take care of the planet.
So, number 2, you are here in this body because you chose to be here.
Yep. You have contracts.
Which, you do. Number 3, the basis of your life is freedom. The purpose of your life is joy. Again, super fucking culty.
So culty. Do what you want.
You are you are a creator. You create with your every thought. # neuroplasticity. That's literal science.
Yeah.
So anything that you can imagine is yours to be or do or have, which
it's those old patterns though. You got to get rid of them.
You got to get rid of the patterns. You got to get rid of those limiting beliefs.
So I will pause right here. So this is what my problem is with The Secret. The Secret would tell you, like, here's all the tools, but they wouldn't tell you how to facilitate those tools.
Exactly.
So that was a big part of it. It's like, okay, yeah, you have to do all of this work, and because, like, you can't be just like,
you can't just pretend it.
I want to be a bike, and I want the bike, and I am the bike. And why am I just not getting the bike? Because you're just not trying hard enough. That's not a fucking answer. That's like, it's because of these old patterns that you have to get, that are, like, stopping you from getting that goal. And they don't get in The Secret. They don't tell you that.
No, they just think positive.
Right, and I'm like, that is half of what you have to be doing.
Exactly, and that's why it got a lot, because it's like, this is bullshit. I mean, it is half bullshit because it doesn't explain. And it
gives like what you're talking about. They're like, oh, see, they're all a bunch of wackadoos because it's just like it's all the same shit. And it's like, no, this is actually. Which is scary to me that you were like, this is crazy what's out there, but it's just like, this is probably closest to what I believe.
1,000% I do.
Yeah.
I do, like, it makes the most sense.
No, it's accepting, and it's the foundation of it is love. And how do you argue with that?
And that's literally what they also claim to be, like, what they teach is like the basis of all religions, which makes sense. It's all about
Correct.
This,
Yeah, and everyone just has interpreted it in a different way, and for a purpose and for a reason.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. But that doesn't mean we need to like kill each other because one of us is right and the other is wrong.
Just let them do them. It's fine. Except the ones that are actually making them drink punch. Maybe don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't do
Obviously, like when it comes from love and you're not
do you
right. Yeah. Don't be hurting anyone. You don't need to be like fucking hiding from anyone. They're not telling you to do that. Anyways,
wearing the same sneakers and then going to bed. That's not cool either.
Yeah, no. It's not, especially if you drink the Kool-Aid. So yeah, anything that you can imagine is yours to be or do or have. So next is, as you are choosing your thoughts, your emotions are guiding you. And this is a lot about like what Dr. Joe Dispenza teaches, like about the heart and how you need to feel like if you're, and like with The Secret, it's just like think positive. But if you're not actually feeling like these things are different, or if you're not actually feeling gratitude, or you're just like, I love this because where I am is horrible, or like,
what's the intention behind it? Because that's all you're gonna like. It's not gonna like if you're doing it just because it's founded by greed or whatever is a revenge or whatever this dark energy. It's not gonna.
It's a vibration. It's not something your mind can trick you into. It's literally a vibration you're sending out.
Right, and that's what's gonna attract. But like I will say, the ones, and I can't remember what they're called, what the Joe Dispenza ones on Gaia are called, but it's actually really Rewired, like that's it, and it's actually a really good series. So I highly recommend it to anybody that really would like to kind of dive into the world of Gaia, because I know that can be overwhelming to some, and it's like, oh, it's a bunch of woohoos, and it's like Netflix for hippies or whatever. That's what I called it for the longest time. But that one, it's like it's very like you can ingest it very well without it feeling like I'm listening to a quack.
Yeah, exactly, and it's very scientific.
Right.
Like he so that helps it like make it more like, oh, this shit isn't just supernatural. It's like actually what is going on in the world around
I don't
us.
know whatever he's channeling, but he is like a soundbite machine. Like he would be like, I'd have to do like these things that was called like This Week on Gaia, and I have to like pick from his like little shows or whatever. And I'm like, there's too many sound bites because they're all amazing, because everything that he says is amazing. But anyway,
that's cool that you got to do that.
I did. I don't do that anymore, but
that you did get to. Yes. So next up, number 7, the universe adores you for it knows your broadest intentions. So all about intention, guys. Definitely learning that.
Yeah. It's tough.
You can't just like be like, you can't just be doubting all the time. A lot of stuff they also talk about like is like to stop arguing for your limitations, like stop putting limitations on yourself. Like if you're wanting to do something, or if you have the desire to have something, stop talking yourself out of it. Like if you're putting, like that's what's keeping it away from you, is you doubting that it's not for you, or that you're not worthy of it, or you're not whatever. Like that's kind of what that's about, I think.
Okay, I like that.
So number 8, relax into your natural well-being. All is well. I don't really know what that means that much, but I guess just like you are well.
Right. Just take a fucking breath, appreciate what you got around you, and just breathe. You're fine. You're fucking fine.
That doesn't mean you can't desire more, but you also have to like
just
be
know
okay
that what
with
you
where
have.
you're
I mean,
at
as long
now.
as long as you're like not in a crack house or you're fine.
Yeah.
You're okay.
And even if you are in a crack house,
right, it's okay.
Where are you at in that crack house?
Hey, get
to yourself. Get into your happy place.
What? All you can go was up from there, so it's fine.
That's fucking dope.
It's fine. Are you still blinking your eyes? Take a breath and
Can you breathe deep?
It's fine. I don't need to share that needle with Penelope today. It's fine. I'll go get my own needle.
Hell yeah.
Step 1.
Step fucking
Being
1.
safer. All
right, listen up. Number 10. Oh, wait, number 9. You are the creator of thoughtways on your unique path of joy. So that's basically like we all have our unique purpose. So don't worry about everyone else and how everyone else is doing and how everyone else is living their life. Like you're on your own path for your own reason. We chose to be here in our own little, I mean, whether you want to believe that or not or whatever, but you're on your own unique path and it should always be leading to joy.
Right.
Don't worry about what the others are thinking.
Right.
What's leading you to joy? Hashtag 30-ish. Okay, and number 10, actions to be taken and possessions to be exchanged are byproducts of your focus on joy. So focus on your good feelings and you'll get your bike.
You'll get your tricycle.
You will get them in due time. Just be patient and flow, my child.
Yes, be kind and rewind.
Yes, exactly. And number 11, you may appropriately depart your body without illness or pain, which
that's still terrifying.
Yes, and they do, which is this is controversial, but they say when you die, you're never in pain when you die. And you owe it because we don't really die. We just are
like ascend.
Different. Yeah. And then because we're everlasting, they talk about, which is like, I mean, isn't that what they talk about anyways?
They do.
Which it doesn't, anyone could.
But they don't like to say that because like they put, Jesus on a pedestal and like
but
you can't be
exactly.
like him. If you want to get real deep, you want to hear like what also this is. You and I are also an extension of Jesus. Not
1,000.
in the sense of like what Christians believe, but in the sense that you and I, all of us, are the same. What he came down here to teach was that you are supposed to do what he did, which was ascend and be
and
him.
what we are capable of doing as humans if we actually connect.
Not just like he didn't come down to just be like, okay,
worship me.
You can lead horrible lives and you're going to worship me. No, the whole thing was because you are him. And people look at you a little funny when you say that to them because I'm like, no, that's what he was. He literally, and I'm sure he's just going like, that's not what. You guys just ruined the whole. You're not paying attention.
You didn't listen, Linda.
You didn't listen, Linda. Yes, 100%. So
I threw over the tables in the church because they were doing the wrong shit. Come on.
It's true. So it's like you are him, but they like to put him like again like on this pedestal that you can't touch him. He's like you're supposed to bow down him, but no, the whole point of his story was you are him. Not in that you are like you can leave shitty lives and because he died. No, you're supposed to do exactly because you are all powerful. You are all infinite. You have every single ability that he had in his body. But they don't like that.
No,
they don't like that.
They don't, and I 1,000 believe
it's about
and know
control.
That too.
It's about control. Yeah.
It is. It definitely is. And if you like, and again, whatever you believe that's fine. What you believe. But
the beauty of all this. None of it's wrong.
Exactly.
It's fine.
And who the fuck knows?
Right. And it's fine.
But, no, it's true.
None of it's wrong. And I think that's a lot of it with Christianity is like that's what their capacity was supposed to be like. That's what their focus was supposed to be in this lifetime, and that's fine. But in my truth, that's not what his teaching was, and that's okay. As long as you're not leading horrible lives, and who cares?
Exactly.
So.
Exactly. Fucking men.
Right?
Didn't think we were taking you to church today, did you?
It's because I'm Jesus. Just kidding.
We all have the capability to connect with him. And and that's what they talk about too. They're like, Jesus
was an extent.
Yeah, he is. And he is a non-physical teacher. Like, and you can channel him. Right. Like, you can connect to Jesus. You can connect to Archangel Michael. Right. You can connect to...
But they make them so untouchable. And they're not untouchable.
They're not.
And any Joe Blow in the fucking pews can do it. But they make it to be like, no, you can't. You have to do this, this, and this in order to be able to talk to them. And that's so not true.
No.
It's not true at all.
It's not right. And that also, that keeps us fucking down and not... knowing of our powers that we have within us.
100%.
The power of source and God.
And our little Jesus bicycle.
Sweet baby Jesus.
Sweet baby Jesus.
Okay, and number 12. You cannot die. You are everlasting life.
Just go back to source.
And then, so P.S., this is literally on their website, word for word. It is not necessary for even one other person to understand the laws of the universe or the processes that we are offering here in order for you to have a wonderful, happy, productive life experience. For you are the attractor of your experience, just you.
So culty.
The end.
That is so culty, Brianna.
And then now we're all going to drink the Topo Chico hard seltzer together.
That's my truth. Clink.
Cheers. All right, and that's Abraham Hicks for you.
All right, Abraham, I thought you were going to do me dirty, and you did me right.
Did you think I was going to get a little wild around you? I just got scared of what you were going to think.
No,
what I was saying.
Halfway through, I was like, she's going to get scared because this is exactly what I think.
Okay. This is, I do too.
And that's okay. And again, I just love the message of just like, if you need to believe about like the separation of Jesus Christ and that with, you know, who you are as a person, and that makes you go to bed easier, fine. As long as you're not killing or hurting anybody, there's nothing wrong with that. Mm-hmm. But then also know that my truth is my truth, and that's okay. Mm-hmm. That's the whole. I think honestly, I thought that was the whole point of Christianity. But like that's a whole nother story for another day. But whatever. Just be yourself.
Yeah.
Be yourself
and love everyone. And I guess we're ready to talk crime.
I know. We were going from a big light of love to a big dark cesspit.
Well, I always gotta rub their titties before we get in real deep.
What did you just say? Okay.
Topo Chico, here we go. I couldn't stop, so I just kept going.
I saw it in your eyes.
I said, well, we gotta, they got really big
saucers, and you're like, there's no turning back.
I was like, I can't stop what I'm about to say.
Abraham, so take the wheel.
That was not Jesus channeling through me.
It was Abraham. It was Abraham, take the wheel.
It was someone. It was...
You know,
Ron Jeremy.
There was one of probably.
It might have been. Rest in peace.
You can channel him. You can do that right now, and he probably did. He's like, just fucking grab the titties and go in deep.
I'm buckled.
You're so buckled.
I'm strapped in. Oh my God.
We're gonna get in our DeLorean.
All right, gun it to 88.
Well, we're gonna.
Where are we gunning it to?
We're gonna gun it to somewhere in the 80s. Again, you guys, it's been a week or so you're gonna learn with me all over again. This was super fresh a week ago, but I did not reread my notes. So here we go.
Because I postponed this.
It's fine. You were seeing your pappy. Okay. So have you ever heard of John Edward Robertson? I mostly like this one because
John Edwards. Crossing Over?
Yes, 100%. Oh my God, I forgot that show.
Yeah, my mom used to watch that, and I thought she was a freak, and now I'm like, God damn it, Mom, you used to be really cool.
Now she don't do that no more.
She's like, no, I'm a tabernacle. Just kidding.
Tabernacle.
She doesn't say that.
That's funny.
Likes him still.
She does.
No, I don't know John Edwards.
Edward Robertson. I mostly like this because I can pronounce his full name.
That's really good.
It's super awesome. Okay, so I'd never heard of him. So, anyway, so here we go. So, I actually heard from Red Collar, which was, again, I was telling you, I was trying to find something that was essentially like a white collar crime, which was, it's like financial Ponzi schemes and shit. And a red collar is essentially a white collar crime with a dash of murder in it. So I was like, my fucking world's united right here.
That's perfect.
Let's go. So that's how I heard about this guy. So,
well, now you have a new term, too.
I know. I'm just so happy.
This is a red collar crime.
A red collar crime, and I have a whole new world of just murders to just dive into head first. No nose plugs.
Perfect.
Mm-hmm. All right. So, Mr. John Robertson was born in 1943 in Cicero, Illinois. The third of a litter of children. Really only like 5, but to me, like more than 2 is a litter.
Well, you ain't never grown up in Nebraska.
No. I mean, I know they're bored there, but I guess my grandma had 6, but
my grandpa was one of.
And my grandpa
Are you ready for this? 17.
Oh, that beats mine. My grandpa was one of 9. They were Jehovah's Witnesses.
Oh, yeah, and they're sleeping.
Yep. Oh, they're all sleeping.
I mean, isn't everyone sleeping except 144,000 people or something aren't sleeping, and then until Jesus comes back or something?
Is?
It's something like
Which
that.
I didn't really understand that, because like I wouldn't be telling a lot of people about the religion if there's only like 144 spots.
Oh, they would love to tell everyone about it.
But why would you do that if you have to?
Because they're waiting for Jesus to come back until Jesus comes back, then everyone can go to heaven. But right now, everyone's just sleeping if they're not in the 144,000 or something like that. I'm not a Jehovah's Witness. I just know some people that were.
Okay.
Or are, and I think that's what it is.
Some of the rules are just like mind-boggling, but whatever.
I know, they are. And then,
yeah,
they don't have birthdays, or they don't.
That's right.
Celebrate.
They don't celebrate birthdays.
Michael
or like
was
holidays.
a Jehovah. MJ.
That's right. He was.
He was a Jehovah.
He was a cool dude. Just in case you listen.
Okay.
Anywho. So anyway,
I'm taking my shoes off for this.
That's fine. If they smell, I'm gonna kick you in the face.
Okay. Well, just tell me if you smell.
No, they probably don't smell. Okay, so he of course was of course it usually starts off with like he had an alcoholic father and
legit
a hard ass mom that beat the shit out of him, but really probably only like spanked him a little. Anyway, so he grew up like without like much pomp and circumstance. And then he enrolled in Quigley Prep School in Chicago. It was a private boys' school for aspiring priests, but dropped out after 1 year due to disciplinary issues. Perfect. In 1961, he was 18. He enrolled in Morton Junior College in Cicero to become a medical x-ray technician, but dropped out after 2 years. So doesn't really have a lot of follow-through. So I'm sure his counselor was like, well, mechanic is a good enough job. It's fine.
We'll learn.
I'm sure you'll be fine. So in 1964, he moved to Kansas City and married Nancy Jo Lynch, who they had their first child, John Jr., in 1965, and fraternal twins Christopher and Christine in 1971. So he's like a little family man, right? So it was right before his twins were born, when his like life of crime began. Robinson had a flair for the gift of gab, essentially swearing up and down he was totally right for the job and like not really having any actual expertise to perform whatever job he was like looking for or applying for. I was like, advertising, applying. There it is.
There it is.
Which is like the world before reference checking, which is probably because of this guy right here.
Yeah.
So anyway, he was arrested for the first time in Kansas City in 1969 after embezzling $33,000 from a medical practice of Dr. Wallace Graham, where he worked as an x-ray technician, a job he obtained by using forged credentials. He was sentenced to 3 years probation. But he was like, fuck your probation laws, and booked it to Chicago in 1970 and took a job as an insurance salesman at R&B Jones Company, which I'm sure he was phenomenal at as a salesman. Anyway, he wastes no time and embezzles from that firm, which he was promptly arrested for in 1971, or back to Kansas City where his probation was extended, obviously. I don't really know why, like, nobody's like looked into his credentials yet, but they hadn't.
That's not
I mean, I always kind of thought it would be pretty funny, like, if his credentials were like fucking written in crown, like on the wall. Like gold stars or whatever. And
you mean crayon?
Shut up. I don't want to do this. Damn it. Moving on.
I was like, Crown Royal? God. Oh, crayon. Crayon.
Whatever. You speak Shannese. It doesn't matter. In 1975.
It's fine.
It's fine. In 1975.
It's fine.
Hold on.
Here we go.
In 1975, it was extended again after another arrest, this time on charges of securities fraud and mail fraud in connection with a phony medical consulting company he had formed in Kansas City. And I don't know how he was not thrown in prison yet, but he wasn't. I think, he was just given more probation. Oh. So lots of slaps on the wrist. His wrist must have been very, very dry and
slappy.
Red. Yes, slippy, slappy, Sammy.
Slimy.
So in the background, he's portraying a persona that he's the pillar of a community. He became a Scouts master, a baseball coach, and a Sunday school teacher. It's always one of those, right? Like, it's always...
Yeah.
I'm going to
do everything, and then I actually have this secret life.
I don't know if you've ever... I don't know how much you've listened to And That's Why We Drink, but I still think they have this great idea of, like, doing, like, a show, or they think that... I think they think that, like, somebody should make a crime show. It's called, like, From Pillar to Killer. I'm like, I would 100% watch that shit, because it always is pillars of the community, and they're fucking just like, BTK killer, all of them.
It's true.
It's so true. So they're all assholes. So in 1979, he talked his way onto the board of directors of a local charitable organization and forged series of letters from its executive director to the mayor of Kansas City, and from the mayor to other civic leaders, commending his generous volunteer efforts and pretty much just singing his own praises. Eventually, he had himself named the organization's Man of the Year, an award that he created himself. Like, there was no award like that. And he was like, you know what I want to do? I'm going to fucking, you know what? Man, the fucking...
You guys,
that's right.
You can do anything you put your mind to.
Yeah, every forgery counts. It's fine. And he pretty much, he threw a he threw a festive awards luncheon in his own honor. I mean,
wow.
This guy's like
he's a jolly good fellow.
Right? You know, it's me.
I made this up too.
He's like a sinister Renaissance man. Like, he can do all these fucking but again, like, they didn't look at anything. It's not like they were just like,
oh,
they're like, yeah, that sounds about right, from like Councilman
festival
Bob Smith. All right, yeah, let's go ahead and write that off. This guy did a good job. Yeah, that's great. I mean, I think it's hilarious because it's a very old-timey crime.
Yeah.
And it's not like they had a database to look at their fingertips. Which, again, like, can you imagine they had to be like, dude, I gotta go down to the fucking library and, like, cross-reference them. Chicken doesn't have time for that, and I can't pay her fucking... No, we're not doing that. Like, just fucking sign it off.
We'll just get someone to...
Man of the Year. Great. That sounds great.
We'll just get someone to falsely admit their crime.
It's fine. Funny story, though. I actually had somebody at my workplace at Gaia, and I will not name names or the position that this person was in, but she actually did something very similar. So she had it's kind of fuzzy now, which is kind of crazy that it didn't happen that long ago, but it's already fuzzy, which I'm like, am I having Alzheimer's or a stroke? I'm not quite sure. But she essentially was like, wrote something as like a Gaia viewer or watcher, or like, what do you call them? Just like a, what the fuck? I mean, am I having a stroke? A subscriber. So, okay. Like, saying like one of the shows that she was producing, like, was one of the best shows ever made, and like just singing her praises and everything else, and like just like she should have a promotion, and blah 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 blah, and doing all these things, and this person sent it to like the head of like our company, and then this person got fired because they found out it was her that was sending it, because the IT people were just like, yeah, that came from her. It was from her computer, her laptop, and from her like just like a false email. Yeah. So they found out by like doing like taking like 2 seconds of like seeing where it came from, and they found it came from her that was singing her own praises, and then she got promptly fired for it. Because like she's amazing, she's the best producer that you guys have ever had. Like saying things like it was so ridiculous that a viewer would say. Yeah. Like, and so it was coming from her, so I thought that was pretty funny that this happens also
sad
now.
That she felt like she had to do that.
Well, she was kind of a piece of shit, but it was fine.
Cheers.
Anyway, so yeah. So in 1979, Robinson finally completed probation, finally. But in 1980, was under arrest again on multiple charges, including embezzlement and check forgery, for which he served 60 days in jail in 1982, finally. After that, he formed a bogus hydroponics business and swindled a friend out of $25,000 who had hoped to receive a fast investment return to pay for his dying wife's health care. Yeah, he's a piece of shit.
Wow.
Yeah, he's not a good dude.
He likes to lie
a lot. And again, he's only been in jail for like
make up wild stories.
100%. But like he's only been in jail for 60 days. 60 days. Anyway, so
I was in jail for 20 almost.
It's still funny.
Just kidding.
Was it 2 weeks?
It was 2 weeks.
Was it
because I got good time. It was supposed to be 19 days, but I got good time and it was like 14.
I know somebody that was
because I didn't come there drunk.
What? Good job.
I know. I really did good.
So wait, what was your charge? I'm just curious.
It was a DWAI and it was like a possession.
Okay.
Of marijuana.
I know somebody that just got
else. And speeding. Oh,
all the things.
Yeah.
So I know somebody that got thrown. She had to do 7 or 8 days of work release, and for just a DUI. And I was like, "Fuck," because I guess Colorado doesn't fuck around with that shit.
Yeah. Well, DUIs. Well, I'm glad I didn't get. I got all that other shit because I didn't want a DUI. So they gave me all that other shit.
Interesting.
Because I should have gotten a DUI.
Yeah.
But because when I got my ticket, the laws of marijuana were still like kind of weird and people didn't really know.
Right.
Like, and they were trying to tell me that my the THC level was the same as like a fucking 0.2 BAC. I was like, there's no fucking way I was that. Like, no.
Yeah.
I'm just a stoner, guys.
Yeah.
Sorry. It's fine.
Damn,
I'm just listening to Michael Jackson and speeding with my windows closed and hotboxing my car. It's fine.
I'm poor and I'm tired and I need to take a test.
And then I literally was like, so I can just go back to Denver now? And they're like, yeah, you're gonna need to get out of the car.
They're like, do I get a phone
Can I get one more do-over?
I need a do-over.
And then I just sang Michael Jackson to myself while 2 cops searched my little Honda Civic in front of me. And then I was laughing to myself in the back. I was like, well, at least I'm high for this.
Were you really laughing?
I was laughing and
you're just like,
crying
this
and
is
singing.
stupid.
I was like, well, I'm just going to sing Michael.
Did you get taken downtown and get booked?
Well, first I got taken to the hospital to get my blood drawn, and the guy was a fucking dick. He was a big, ugly ginger. And sorry, gingers, I do love you, but this man was a big, ugly redhead man that was stinky. And then I got taken to the police department where I had to call my parents and be like,
they real mad.
Yeah, remember when we just decorated the Christmas tree and I was supposed to drive home to Denver? Well, I'm still in Windsor because I got pulled over for smoking marijuana.
Oh, this was in Windsor.
This was in Windsor. Yeah.
So you were at the Larimer County
jail.
No,
I wasn't in Larimer County. I was in Weld County Jail. Weld County.
It's almost
work
like
release.
jankier.
It was. Anyways, I know your story's quite long.
I was just curious. Anyway.
No,
anyway.
It's a good one. I should have saved that for another nostalgia episode.
It's a good tale. You could probably go into some deeper thoughts on that.
I definitely could.
Okay. Where was I? Okay, so 1979, right?
Mm-hmm.
No. Okay.
I was like, yep.
Nope. Okay, so that was when he took advantage of his poor friend's wife, or his friend whose wife was dying. This was just like one of the scams he took part in from the period of 1982 to 1991. There were like a slew of other embezzlements that he did, like, and he was getting away with it. Where I get upset, like when I'm just like, I don't know, like.
I've never this off correctly.
Right, like I'm just more afraid like I'm gonna go to jail because like I make like less than probably $50,000 a year, and like I'm just like they're gonna take me to jail.
I know.
And this guy is like
scared.
just like stealing left and right from people, and just like it's fine. It's gonna buff out. It's fine. I just so upsetting. I get so upset. I lose sleep until I get that check and like the non-audit letter. It's like I'm like I'm going to jail.
Shit, I didn't say my car wash receipt.
Fuck! They're gonna know it's a lie.
The tax lady this year told me, she's like, you're really gonna be fine.
Yeah.
I don't think you have to worry about anyone coming to check on you.
Right?
It's like, thanks. Really?
Yeah. So, like,
They don't want my $17. I'm just kidding. Oh, wait, they do. They want all of it.
They want all of it. They want my dog's back molars. Oh, my God. So, yeah. So, anyway. So
They're not getting them.
So it just pisses me off, like, shit like this happens, and I'm just, like, freaking out because, like, I've never stolen anything in my life, but even when I think about it, I'm just like,
That's the programming, Shay.
it is.
So they keep you down.
I just need to just
Scare
not
the
think
shit
like that.
out of you.
I can just have whatever I want. Just gotta go rob a bank.
And if you want to rob a bank, Shay, you can.
Maybe this guy had, like, no boundaries, so he was like, it's fine.
But you know, one of the laws of the universe is whatever comes up comes back around.
Usually.
Or something.
Well, I'm still waiting that for jury's still out for Trump, but whatever.
Hey,
That's a
you
different
don't know
story for
what
a
he's
different day.
dealing with. Could have some crazy shit going on, like some weird ass stomach disease that no one knows about.
He wouldn't give a shit. He's like, come on, just put another diaper on me. I'm fine.
Give me more McDonald's.
It's true. Okay, so this is where it starts to get wild. So at this time, he's reportedly...
At least he can stand up.
I mean, that's...
What?
Jesus
kidding.
Christ.
I'm sorry.
It's fine. Barely.
It's just a fucking wild time
it is
to be alive.
It is a wild time to be an American.
It is a mind-blowing
wild
scenario.
time. It is a wild time. Okay, so at this time he's reportedly began a sexually... Wait. At this time he reportedly began sexually... Oh, I forgot about this part.
Uh-oh.
Okay. So pretty much, like, around this time, he had, like, started to go up to neighbors and was just, like, kind of be like, hey, do you want to come to my house for wild sex parties? Not kidding. He actually even triggered a fist fight with one of the neighbors' like wives' husbands because of like him just approaching women and was like, hey, do you want to like sit on my face for a couple hours, like, and like whip me a little bit? Like, he was totally into BDSM.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So
it wasn't just like, do you want to come to my pants party?
No. He was like wanting to like hold
like,
massive gatherings.
Can you gag me and hang me from the roof?
Oh,
the rafters.
It's pretty close to that. So he also joined a secret
with hooks.
Right. So he joined a secret sadomasochism cult called the International Council of Masters and became its slave master, whose duties included luring victims to gathering to be tortured and raped by cult members. That was an intense paragraph.
Again, so that's a cult, guys.
Yes, 100%.
So that's a cult.
Yes. It's not like, okay, do you want to have this giant banana shoved up your anal cavity?
Oh my God.
With no lube. Oh, you don't? You can go ahead and leave the premises. It was none of that. We're going to hold you down and put that up your butt.
Oh my God.
I'm sure there were cats involved. I'm sure there were. Yeah. So
poor cats.
Poor kitty cats. So in 1984, having started 2 more fraudulent shell companies, it was called Equine Plus and Equine -2. Very creative. Robinson hired Paula Godfrey, 19, to work as a sales representative. Paula told friends and family that Robinson was sending her away for training. After hearing nothing further from her, Paula's parents filed a missing persons report. My God. Police questioned Robinson, who denied any knowledge of her whereabouts. Several days later, they received a typewritten letter with Godfrey's signature at the bottom, stating that she was thankful for Robinson's help, that she was okay, and that she did not want to see her family. The investigation was terminated, as Godfrey was of legal age, and there was no evidence of wrongdoing. No trace of Paula Godfrey has ever been found.
They just dropped it?
They're like, meh,
well,
it's fine.
True.
We're going to go check on the Kristen Smart case. Zinga! I'm just joking.
Oh,
that was mean. That was mean.
Well, speaking of that, they finally arrested Paul Flores and Ruben Flores fucking 2 days ago.
Can I get an amen?
Thank God. Jesus Christ on a cross.
Now dig up that concrete.
Because they must have they found some shit, but they won't tell us what they found, but they found it. So.
It's all that matters that they found something.
Don't worry, guys. I'll keep you updated on that because...
Please do.
I'm obsessed.
Fucking please do.
I cried when I found out that they got arrested.
Dude, again, thank God for podcasts. Fucking dope.
Apparently, they've been finding evidence for the last 6 years, but they finally found enough. But it's like, it's taking you 6 years to find enough evidence when it's been the only suspect?
It's so infuriating.
But I know evidence. It's about the evidence.
I know it's all about the evidence. It's still, I can't imagine what her family's feeling.
No,
so.
But they're feeling a little hope.
I'm sure it's bittersweet, but I'm sure they just want to be able to bury the poor girl. So in 1985... the year I was born. I don't know why I pointed myself like a fucking toddler. That's me. Like Mr. Rogers is like, so who's Shay in this crowd?
Birthday?
That's me.
Who was born in 1985?
And I went to the moon.
Because I was abducted.
Yep, 100%. This is all an illusion. So So Robinson, using the name John, it is John Osborne, met Lisa Stancy and her 4-month-old daughter Tiffany at a battered woman's shelter at Kansas City. So he promised her a job in Chicago, an apartment, and daycare, all for her baby, and obviously all for her baby because it's not for her. That would be really weird. And asked her to sign several sheets of blank stationery. She's like, okay, that sounds great.
All you have to do is...
She must really like my handwriting. And he just wants me to sign on the bottom. Okay, that's... Sure.
All I have to do is sign this blank paper. And it's yours.
Which I can only imagine, like, the gaudiest of gaudy, like,
poor girl,
1980s pink stationery with, like, florals and all this
like
shit.
Hello Kitty.
Right? From the thoughts of Dana. Like...
They're like fucking address stickers.
100%. Oh man, you really don't know the value of those address stickers until you're like fucking 30ish because you're just like, fuck, I
wish I had those free ones.
I wish I had these stickers. But that's also me really dating myself. Like me, who mails in their fucking bills? Like, get online, you loser.
Get online. Speaking of that, I need to mail some people some stickers.
You do.
I'm late to the... There's a couple people I owe stickers to. Thank you.
We need to find some cool, like, fucking address return labels.
We do.
Okay, so anyway, so she signed the blank stationery, which is a very old-fashioned sentence. A few days later, Robinson contacted his brother and sister-in-law who had been unable to adopt a baby through traditional channels and informed them that he knew of a baby whose mother had committed suicide. For a $5,500 fee to an imaginary lawyer, Dawn and Helen Robinson received Tiffany Stancy, whose identity was confirmed by DNA testing in 2000, and set an authentic appealing adoption papers with the forged signatures of 2 lawyers and a judge. So,
wow,
that's what happened there. On January 13th, Kathy Stackpole, that was Lisa's social worker, I guess, at the woman's battered clinic. I didn't know that they get social workers, but I guess that makes sense. She received a type letter from Lisa, dated January 10th, stating how grateful she was for their help. Lisa's mother-in-law, Betty Stancy, would receive a similar letter, but Betty knew that Lisa could not type. A few days later, Robinson would make phone calls asking if anyone had heard from Lisa, claiming that she and her daughter had disappeared from the inn. Lisa was never heard from again. At this time, Robinson's probation officer, Steve Haymans, was becoming suspicious of his business dealings after hearing rumors of illegal activities and begins an investigation into his dealings. So good guy, Steve.
Good job. He followed his intuition.
That's right. So, thank God, Robinson's assistant went to the Secret Service and offered to be a government witness. So his little assistant was like, I guess he was in his probation circle, and he brought him in to like help him with his fucking shell companies. But his assistant was like, "You're shady." I'm not even about this
and
business.
I ain't talking about Slim.
Yeah, not the Slim Shady. No. Although this guy could look like Slim Shady's father. I'm pretty sure.
Ew, weird.
Yeah, fair.
I have to go to the bathroom.
Okay.
So.
Do you have to poop?
No, I just gotta pee.
Oh, okay. Okay, let's see. I still have a little bit of mango left.
Mango a go-go.
Mango a go-go.
That was one of my favorite smoothies from Jamba Juice.
Oh, that's a good one. Oh, that was a good one.
Razzmatazz.
Razzmatazz was good. No, that's a berry blends.
Oh, fuck.
That's a good one, though, too, because you're
Getting
like...
my childhood...
I
my
want
childhood's
all of
mixed up.
Dude, that one with the Rugrats remix fucked me up for a minute. I was like, fuck.
Oh, my God. I know.
That, like, slammed me back to just... listening to like fucking 1996, just sitting there eat my cheese taco.
I know, right?
Shit. I can still smell my living room.
Speaking of cheese taco, have you been to Las Delicias yet? The new Mexican market and restaurant.
Where's that?
Right across from King Soopers.
No.
Next to the tractor store.
No. Is it delicious?
Delicious, and it's like a little market. So it has meat that has like.
Does it have cheese tacos?
It has more than cheese tacos, Shay.
Well, then that's...
It has a lot of different options. And it also has a little bakery, and it has, like, fresh tortillas.
I'll just have to go check it out.
It smells so good in there.
It smells so good.
Okay, anyways,
let's go. Oh, wait. Okay, we're going. Okay, okay, so where were we? Blah, 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 blah. Oh, yeah, so his assistant was a badass, and he was like, I'm gonna be a government witness because you're a piece of shit, probably don't pay me anything anyway. So Special Agent John Gruber asked the assistant about any involvement Robinson had in an organization assisting young women with babies. He would tell the agent of a plan to help pregnant women give birth, then put the babies up for adoption, but he refused to be involved with the idea because he was like, I have morals. Clearly. At the end of the interview, he signed a statement giving details of Robinson's illegal activities, and on March 21st at 11:55 a.m., Robinson was arrested. He would later post a $50,000 bond and be released from custody. More digging would find out one of his buildings was being used as a brothel.
Perfect.
You too. Robinson had to answer counts of parole violation of forgery, illegal cashing a $741 check, and consorting with someone with a criminal record, his assistant. To which Robinson essentially argued, like, nah. Which is what he pretty much did. And this guy was, like, the worst of weasels. And the FBI essentially had to keep gathering more evidence. So no charges were really pressed.
Wow.
Right? So it wasn't until June of 1985 is when the FBI finally went to his apartment to arrest him. And that's where they find Teresa Williams, who told the story that she was befriended by Robinson in April of 1985. Robinson led Teresa into prostitution, as you do. Mm-hmm. She also agreed to allow Robinson to become her pimp. So while the FBI were able to take Teresa away from Robinson, probably saving her life, they did not make any move on Robinson himself. So they just removed her from the house when Robinson was gone. He didn't know that, and so she just wasn't there when he came home. She was essentially being held captive. For 3 weeks following Teresa's disappearance, or apparent disappearance to Robinson, from his apartment, with the aid of the FBI, Robinson, well, this wasn't with the aid of the FBI, she disappeared with the aid of the FBI. Robinson employed a private investigator, Charles Lane, to search for... Can I just say that I love all the names in this week's episode?
They're all pronounceable.
They're so easy for me to say. Lane. Lane and Jane and Charles and Teresa. On July 10th of 1985, she was found. Robinson instructed Charles to monitor the house where she was living to find out the cause of her walking away. So this guy was like fucking insane. Yeah. So it's just like, why would you leave me? Oh, I don't know. You've made me prostitute myself for money when I was just trying to get some gas at a gas station. And now
that's okay.
And now my pH balance is all off.
I have to go alkaline.
Anyway. However, Lane was interviewed by the FBI, and Teresa was again moved, and this time well away from Robinson, so she was safe. On July 29th of 1985, Robinson finally returned to the courthouse in Clay County to find that he was guilty of breaking the condition of his parole on 3 counts, but he was able to stay on parole. Not kidding. So he was not thrown in jail, even though he violated it so many times. They're like,
and those
okay, but pinky swear that you're not gonna fuck up again. Like, you're just such a sweet man. Like, you are a pillar. Like, just buck up, man. You gotta buck up. You gotta just do right, man. You know what's right.
Oh my God, I hate it.
Yes. Okay. So it's fine. Because he landed in court again in January of 1986 due to a felony theft charge, which he was found guilty of and sentenced to 5 to 14 years. But oddly didn't go to jail yet. So because of July of 1986, he was charged again with 4 counts of attempted fraud. But he was still roaming the streets. It's really infuriating. In 1987, yes, in 1987, Catherine Clampett, she was 27, left her child with her parents in Wichita Falls, Texas, and moved to Kansas City to find employment. She was hired by Robinson, who reportedly promised her extensive traveling and a new wardrobe. She vanished in June of that year. Her missing person case remains open. So fucking finally, from 1987 to 1993, Robinson was behind bars on fraud convictions. While incarcerated, he met 49-year-old Beverly Bonner, the prison librarian. That's cute.
Wow.
Right? And after
she fell right in love?
Right in love. And after he was released, she divorced her husband and moved to Kansas to work for him. He was still married. I don't know fucking how. Robinson arranged for Bonner's alimony checks to be forwarded to them. And
he worked for him at his brothel?
At his, one of his, shell companies that she doesn't, Robinson arranged for her alimony checks to be forwarded to them, and he kept cashing them for years. However, Beverly was never seen again.
I guess it's just a coincidence.
Which, again, I don't understand, how nobody's, putting the pieces together, but that's cool. Just those,
they have better
those
things
really
to do.
convincing typewriter letters. So we are in 1994 now. So, I know, it's, been a fucking marathon. Excuse me.
Bless you.
So Robinson has now discovered the internet. The primitive landscape that it was. I'm sure it's, Netscape, Windows 95.
Oh, the best.
Right? I mean, do you remember being on did you have one in kindergarten where you had the little computer and had one game on it, but when it was on, it was a black screen with a cursor green. That just
yep. DOS or some shit.
Yeah, it was just DOS.
Is that what it's called?
I think it was. Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah.
Hashtag fucking nostalgia.
The fucking DOS. So he discovered the internet, and he roamed various social networking sites using the name Slave Master. He didn't have to call Slave Master 97.5.
He was the first one?
He was the first one.
Wow.
And he was...
hopefully the only one.
I'm sure he was the only one. I'm sure. Can you imagine an untamed... It was like a fucking savannah for people, out there. Fucking just prowling around.
They were like, my username's going to be...
Right?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Right? They didn't have to get to the 7. They just had to get to the 1. They were fine. So he was looking for women who enjoyed playing the submissive partner role during sex. The first victim he met online was Sheila Faith, 45, whose 15-year-old daughter Debbie was confined to a wheelchair due to spina bifida. He portrayed himself as a wealthy man who could support them, pay for Debbie's therapy, and give Sheila a job. In 1994, they moved to Fulton, California, to Kansas City, and immediately disappeared. Sheila's brother, William, received the first of many typed letters signed by Sheila, telling him what a wonderful time she was having.
It's funny, all these women have wonderful times and they never, ever, ever are seen again.
That's so weird, right?
At least they're having a good time.
I'm so glad they're having a good time. Good thing we don't have
Good thing we don't have to look for them because they're having a great time.
Right? It's because they have to just write their little typewriters and they don't have phones or anything. We're only in the 90s. But William was suspicious and asked the Social Security people that was, I guess, giving her the checks for the disability to track down his sister and niece via the Social Security checks they were receiving for Debbie's disability. However, the administrator refused to divulge such information as it was considered private. In autumn of 1994, the Social Security's administration received a typed letter signed by Dr. William Bonner. So Dr. William Bonner was, what's her face's? I can't remember her names.
Betty's.
Right, Betty, the librarian. Yeah. So that was her husband, and he was a doctor. Oh. So now he's using his name to say this. He so Dr. William Bonner, quote unquote, informing them that Debbie was now completely disabled and required full-time care. This in turn made an increase in the checks payable to Sheila Faith. So he was just, again, embezzling money. Gradually, and nobody just fucking checks up on it because, again, I can't even imagine what the protocol is to check on something like that. I mean, fraud must have ran rampant, which is probably why our economy is so trash today. Anyways, okay, so gradually Robinson became well known in increasingly popular BDSM online chat rooms. In 1999, he offered Isabella Lewica, which is the only one I can't really pronounce really well, because she was a 21-year-old Polish immigrant living in Indiana, a job, and so he offered her a job and a bondage relationship. That's so sweet.
I'll give you a job.
And we'll tie you up later. She's so super cool.
Wow, I haven't gotten that as a job offer.
That's the best. When she moved to Kansas City,
no benefits.
The still married Robinson gave her an engagement ring.
But is she real?
No, the wife, the one that I talked to you about having the three. Yeah, and she'll give her statement later. She was married to him. God. So but Robinson gave her, the Isabella girl, an engagement ring and brought her to the country registrar where they paid for a marriage license that was never picked up. But during their time together, Isabella would proudly tell people that Robinson was her husband, whereas he would say that she was just his cousin. Which I guess if you go to Arkansas, that would still work.
It's legal. It's
fine.
It's
totally work. That's
fine.
That's no problem. So she told her parents she had married, but never told them her husband's name. Oh, and she did sign a 115-item slave contract that gave Robinson almost total control of her every aspect of her life, including her bank accounts.
Perfect,
right? During the summer,
sounds like a conservatorship.
Just a little. During the summer of 1999, she disappeared. Robinson told a web designer he employed that she had been caught smoking marijuana and deported. Maybe she was in your work release.
Wait, what was her name? It probably was. There's some wild ladies in there.
Apparently on her off time, she also liked to she ran in these vampire social groups, so she liked to dress up like a vampire and run around the town.
Be a vampire?
Yeah.
All right.
So,
that's...
It's
hot. I guess.
That's how she gets down. That's fine.
She was before the Twilight obsession, She
right.
was just getting on the bandwagon.
100%. She was this was
even a thing.
This
she was a trendsetter.
It was the goth. It was during the goth times, and she was still a kid. She wasn't a kid, but she was she was.
Yeah.
She was young. Okay, so about this time, about the time that she disappeared, Robinson convinced a lonely licensed practical nurse by day and submissive slave by night named Suzette Troughton to move from Michigan to Kansas so they could travel the world together. I mean, this guy. Wait till I show you a picture of him. Okay, so in October of 1999, Suzette and JR, that's what Robinson called himself to her. John Robinson, very clever, right? Very, very far from the truth.
Old Junior.
Yeah. Anyway, they met. He managed to persuade some colleagues to pose as various members of his family to entrap Suzette, which I don't really understand where this guy is harboring time. Like, he has all this time to, like, facilitate. I mean, I have a hard time, like, fitting, like, 3 things in my day. I can't even imagine, like, having a whole family that you have to kind of account for and be with, but then also having this whole separate life.
And then, like, you're murdering people on top of it.
Right. So it's just, like, some Hermione Granger type of shit. So...
She would never do this.
You didn't read the books, did you?
No.
She had a little magical clock in...
Oh, her magical clock.
Yes.
Okay.
So at the end of the 5 days that she was in Kansas, Suzette agreed to the job offer, and on February, because apparently he just swooned her off her fucking feet. And on February 14th of 2000, she moved to Kansas to begin her new life. So
Valentine's Day.
So apparently the 2 of them would have sex and then send pictures to Suzette's friend Crystal Ferguson. Right. So the emails between the 2 friends would continue long after March 1st when Suzette disappeared. The text of the emails suddenly changed the text of the emails suddenly changed after that date. Suzette no longer talked about past friendships or events in her life. All correspondence would talk about how good her life is and how happy her boss and her new master made her. And all the emails were signed Suze, a nickname she never used, which I don't know why this guy didn't do his homework. So Suzette's mother received several typed letters. But at this point, it's like 2000 and something. So, like, I don't understand, like, why. So, like, you need to fucking Skype me. Like, so I can see your fucking face. So,
please.
So Suzette's mother received several typed letters purportedly mailed after the couple was abroad, although the envelopes were stamped with Kansas City postmarks, and the letters were, her mother said, uncharacteristically mistake-free. She don't write good. So later, Robinson told Suzette's mother she had run off with an acquaintance after stealing money from him. So.
Wow.
Anyway, so like many other serial killers, Robinson became increasingly careless over time. Which, I mean, honestly, he's not getting, like, fucking reprimanded, so I'm sure he was, like, it wasn't even him getting careless, he was just like, they don't seem to give a fuck, so I can do whatever I want. And did a progressively poor job covering his tracks. And by 1999, he had attracted the attention of authorities to both Kansas and Missouri as his name cropped up in more and more missing persons investigations. Yeah, so Robinson was arrested in June of 2000, right. And Robinson was arrested in June of 2000. And by the way, like, if you're choosing a name like JR, like, I wonder where the initials came from. So he was arrested in 2000 and at his farm near LaCruz, that's a weird, Seguin. I'm gonna say Seguin. So at his farm near Seguin, Kansas, after 2 women filed sexual battery complaints against him, that's how he got arrested. A task force searching the premise found the decaying bodies of 2 women, later identified as Isabella and Suzette, in 2 85-pound chemical drums. So he was shoving them in chemical drums. Yeah. And then, like, putting a bunch of, I'm sure, acid and shit on them, which is horrendous and awful. Across the state line...
They found them?
They found them because they searched his property and they opened him up. So across the state line in Missouri, other members of the task force searching a storage facility where Robinson rented 2 garages found 3 similar chemical drums containing corpses, subsequently identified as Beverly Bonner and Sheila and Debbie Faith. All 5 women were killed in the same way by 1 or 2 blows to the head. In 2002, Robinson stood trial in Kansas for the murders of Suzette and Isabella and Lisa, along with multiple lesser charges. After the longest, and it was, like, apparently the longest criminal trial in Kansas history, he was convicted on all counts and received a death sentence. On October 16th of 2003, Robinson returned to court to give a guilty plea for the 3 Missouri murders. In exchange for this plea, Robinson received a life sentence. However, as a part of the plea, Robinson confessed to 2 further murders that he was not charged with. Those 2 additional victims were identified as 19-year-old Paula Godfrey, who disappeared from Olathe in 1984, and 27-year-old Catherine Clampett, who vanished in 1987. Oh, and his wife finally divorced him in 2005. Citing...
I think that,
Yes, citing
isn't working out.
Incompatibility and obviously just irreconcilable differences. Not like he was a fucking murderer, but whatever. Also in 2006, Lisa Stancy's...
Irreconcilable to me.
Yeah. So in 2006, Lisa Stancy's daughter, known since her adoption as Heather Robinson, filed a civil suit against Truman Medical Center in Kansas City, and social worker Karen, contending that Karen told John Robinson that Lisa, her mom, and her newborn daughter in 1984, after he told her he was looking for a woman for his fictional home for unwed mothers of white babies. So in 2007, Heather Robinson and the hospital reached a settlement for an undisclosed sum, which Robinson said that she would split with her biological grandmother, Patricia Sylvester. But yeah, I mean, apparently he would actually, when like these social workers would call him on his fictional like business about this unwed whatever, he would ask if the babies were black, and if she said yes, he would hang up the phone and just cut off all communication with that African American mother. Yeah.
Well,
super fucked up. So in 2015, the court upheld Robinson's death sentence and rejected dozens of claims stemming from his 2002 trial. But the court did throw out one of the two capital murder convictions, as well as a first-degree murder conviction. But he still remains on death row. So that's good. But police do believe that there are more victims that have not yet been identified, which I'm sure there have. I mean, I'm sure he has a ton. If he was doing all this and he was getting away with murder. Literally. Oh my God. And that's all I had. I mean, I feel like it was long, but
JR.
I feel like I had to say all that really fast because it was a lot.
Well, that was fucking wild.
It was a little bit different than your one, so
it was similar,
but different.
Yes, but that's why we love it, because we can always keep them on their toes.
It's true. Okay.
Well, you know what that means, guys.
Time to shine.
You know what that means, me hearties.
Oh, I like that. Me hearties.
Drink up, me hearties, yo ho. Okay, it's time to roll the dice is really what it's time for. But first, I'd like to say hello and thank you, and thanks for listening to us coming at you live and not live. But we appreciate you. We love you. If you feel so inclined and want to give us a little rate and review on iTunes, it always helps people get to know us, get to see us, and
that's right.
Hey, we have 500 listeners, or 500 followers on Instagram now.
Thank you.
Thanks, y'all.
You guys are awesome.
That's exciting.
It is exciting. It's dope.
Yeah,
wouldn't be here without you.
We wouldn't. And
that's the truth.
And that's 1,000%.
100%
because
truth.
we'd be like,
what are we doing? We're just talking to an abyss.
We're talking to ourselves, but we're not. That's sweet. Thank you. Love you. Thank you. Again, if you want a sticker, make sure you tag us in any kind of post that reminds you of us. And we'll fucking get your address and send you a little love note. Just so you know, we fold the notes in like old school, middle school note card style. Like, when they're like in a little triangle or a little weird. Football? Whatever. And it's fun, and you get some stickers. So
and we hope you go to the dance with us.
Yeah. Do you guys want to come to the dance?
Please.
We'll send you a cootie catcher.
Come on.
Actually, we aren't doing that yet, but anywho, okay, thank you, love you, and it's time to roll that motherfucking dice.
Yeah. All right. Oh,
it's so nice, and you have to do it twice.
I do it every single time.
And
I don't have any depth perception.
Oh, 3 is.
I wanted to get something a little bit different. It's food.
Ooh, that's a little different.
It's different for me. It's good for me.
All right, here we go. 4 is wild or history?
I think it's wild. No, it might be history. It is history. Yay. Yep. It's fine.
That's all.
It's
all.
Oh
my God, I thought you just broke your computer.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
She didn't.
I didn't.
All right, guys. We love you. Thank you. Thank you, Topo Chico Hard Seltzers. We chugged them all.
Yeah,
Wink.
Most of them.
I drank 1.5. All right. We'll see you guys later.